Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. From where we left off the last time, the part 3 of the tomato making process. So this is the part 4. Yes, I'll be showing you guys the canning process. So this part we're going to be doing canning. Yes, how you can preserve your tomatoes for a longer time. Keep watching, you will love it. So guys, this is where we left off the last time. The tomatoes was in a big pot. So what I did was to transfer the tomatoes out from the big pot and then put it inside the other pot as well. So it's right there and the stove is on. It's very hot right now. The main point is to make sure that the tomatoes is hot. You don't want to can cold tomatoes. That would be a disaster. Okay, I hope nobody is paying attention to my messy stove because it's really messy right now. But guess what, the stove has to be messy to produce good stuff. If your stove is clean all the time, that means you're not making good use of the stove. Okay. So here I will be showing you guys all the tools we'll be needing. You need a funnel. It's important. You can't do this without a funnel. You need a silicone base where you place your hot tomato. You can also use a cutting board. That's fine. Make sure it's not a plastic cutting board. You also need this grabber. I don't know if there's another name for it. You use this to grab the cans inside and outside, putting them inside the hot water and getting it out of the hot water. Okay. And you need a spoon. Yes, you need a spoon that has a deep hole in it. Like, you don't want to use regular spoon. Then we'll be needing some canning, the bottle. Okay, yes, you need some canning bottles. It's important. You can't do the canning without those canning bottles. Okay, so right now I have like about, each of them is 12, and this one is 12 ounces and the other one is like 16 ounces. Yeah, so there are 12 inside of each pack. Yeah, and from last year, the canning that I did last year, I have the bottles. Okay, so I just wash them up and I believe I can still use them. They can still seal properly without having any problem. Yeah, so I'm hoping, that's what I'm hoping. So I hope I'm right, that I can reuse them at least twice before tossing the covers away. So they are the same size with the previous one that I had before. So they are the same size, 16 ounces bottle. Okay, so moving on to the next step. So I'll go ahead and place all the bottles inside the big pots. Yes, you have to start off by placing the bottles in. Okay, make sure, it's important that you don't place your bottle inside the hot water because it will break. Yeah, so make sure once you're done adding the bottles in the pan, or sorry, in the pot, then you go ahead and add enough water to cover this up. You can use warm water, that's okay. You can use warm water, but do not pour hot boiling water inside the bottle that is not hot. It will crack and break. It's important that you do this step. So I'll go ahead and top the water until it covers the pot properly, and I'll cover it to get hot or start boiling. And in the next, in another pot, in a little pot, I'll also go ahead and add all the leads, the rings, and the lead. I'll cover everything up with water, just like that. So I decided to switch up the pot. The other pot was a little too small. I decided to switch the pot to a bigger pot. Okay, so I'll go ahead and place this on the stove as well and put the stove on. So while that is heating up, while I have all of that heating up, I'll go ahead and wash these bottles and have them ready as well, because you don't want to like use the bottle that is not washed. You need to wash them properly. So here we are, the bottle, everything, the bottle is boiling right now, and the cover, the lid, and the other stuff, everything is boiling. We're ready to start the canning. So use the grabber, grab it, pour away the hot water. Make sure you're holding it tight. You don't want it to slip off and break and fall down. Eventually it will break when it falls down. So be careful, and also be careful not to spill yourself with hot water. So I'll go ahead and place the funnel and gently scoop the hot tomatoes inside the hot bottle. The tomatoes need to be hot. The bottle needs to be hot. Do not place hot tomatoes inside cold bottle, okay? Or placing cold tomatoes inside hot bottle. Make sure that both of them are hot is important. So once I'm done, the next thing that I didn't show to you guys that I'll be showing to you guys now is the stuff that looks like a spatula. You need this. So once you're done adding the tomatoes, make sure you use this stuff that looks like the spatula to stir them up properly. The purpose of this is to remove any air. You do not want any air pockets inside the tomatoes because it might decay from those air bubbles. So make sure you take them out. So I gently grab the lid and place them on, and also grab the ring that goes on top of it and also place that on as well. So everything has to be hot for it to properly seal. Is important step that you have to keep. So at this point, I'll go ahead and cover this up properly. So it's kind of hot, so I'm using my washcloth, kitchen washcloth, to hold them so I can safely tighten it up. So I use the same grabber to grab them and place them back inside the hot water. So I will continue with this process until I have all of them inside the water, until I have all of the tomatoes in the bottle and inside the water as well. So I'm almost at the last one. So there we are, everything is placed in properly. I have 12 of them in there, okay? So I want to adjust them to make sure that everything is properly adjusted, and I'll cover this and let it simmer for about 30 minutes, between 25 to 30 minutes, okay? Then I placed in the next batch as well. So it has been boiling, as you can see. I'll go ahead and cover this and let it continue boiling. So it has been cooking for roughly 30 minutes now. It's time for me to remove them from the hot water that it has been boiling in, okay? And it's important not to flip them over to remove the water that is on top of the lid. Just let it be that way, okay? That will also help with the sealing process. So gently take it out. Do not turn over, like bend it over to remove any water from it. Don't worry about the water. You can take it out later after a couple of minutes. If the water is still there, you can take them out. So you can see I have about 12 of them done. I will continue with this process, like the process that I've shown to you guys. I will continue with that process with the other one until I have all the tomatoes done, okay? So if you pay attention, you will hear some sound from the bottle, like the popping sound. That is the sealing process. When you hear that sound, that means the can is sealing. So here I am right now. I have 24. Yes, I have 24 cans. That was what I was able to do today, 24. So I'm bending them over now to see if I can remove any extra water that haven't gone out or sink right inside the bottle. So I will let them sit here for 24 hours. Then I will let them sit there till the next day. So about 24 hours later, then I can open them and see if it has properly sealed. The only way to check is just to open up the bottle, try to pull it open. If it is hard to pull, that means it's sealed. But if you can easily open it up, that means it is not sealed. So you can have to start over again. So that's it for this one. I will see you guys on the part 5 of this tomato process. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye bye.